Welcome everybody to another edition of Rivet City Radio Predictions. I am Scowls. Tonight we are doing two predictions. We are doing Bash in Berlin as well as NXT No Mercy. I got the crew here with me. Let's get to know them. Right to my right, we got the bearded bastard Shadow. How you doing tonight, man?
What's going on, you fuckers?
To his right, we got the honorary member of Rivet City Radio. He is also an executive producer of Nerdy News at 420 with Will and Jaxpo. That's AJ. How are we doing tonight?
I'm good.
We got my partner in crime right below him from NXT on tap. It is the Ginger Ninja Jaxo. How are we doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm not playing Fortnite though.
And the man that's right below me that needs no introduction. He is the executive producer of Bot Spots and Chair Shots. He helps run Rivet City Radio right alongside his boss bitch Al, myself, and Shadow. It's the Will Gray. How we doing, man?
I'm just really glad to be here, gentlemen. Just really glad to be here. It's good to see all of you. Tommy in the chat, Al in the chat. I love everyone.
In the chat.
Just a good night.
Hey, since we're doing a prediction show and I'm here, I guess we could say Daddy's home.
That's a cool shirt, though. All right, let's head over to No Mercy.
I'm good. I had to go to sleep. Okay, I'm
Not like you follow much wrestling anyway.
I mean, neither do you. You watch NXT, so
It's okay.
the real shows are on Wednesdays and Fridays, but
The real show ain't on Wednesday. I can tell you that for sure.
You're right. It's on Saturdays at 8:00.
So,
the real shows are every Wednesday, sir. That's where the real wrestlers wrestle, motherfucker.
Okay.
NXT No Mercy has a match card, a 6-match card, coming up on Sunday night in Denver. It'll be the same place that Monday Night Raw is the following night. There are 5 titles being defended on the show. So we're going to start out with the match that's not involving a title.
Okay.
This one has Wes Lee versus Zachary Wentz. Well, I'm going to start off with you.
I think Wes Lee takes the win here because I don't think WWE is going to let their guy count the lights. You know, that's why they're sending the people over to TNA to take L's, is because they're doing the 50-50 booking thing. The only one that has, like, Jordan Grace has had a win, and Joe Hendry's had a win. And I think that's it.
No, the Rascals won in on a 6-man match.
Yeah, but that only 1/3 counts. You know what I mean? That was like a .66 win. You know, because
that's a good percentage, .66. You know,
that's an F.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Not in sports.
Yeah, not in sports.
Oh, well, I guess
Yeah, I got
how much of a nerd I am. Well, it's.
Jax.
I never said I was smart, to be fair.
I'm going to go against the grain. I think Zachary Wentz pulls this out.
Really?
Yes, I think Zachary Wentz pulls this out, and because here's why. And Scowls alluded to this Tuesday night. Zachary Wentz. I think Zachary Wentz pulls the win because Wes Lee comes out Friday night on Emergence and costs Zach the X Division Championship.
Okay.
AJ?
I'm going with Wesley. He needs to truly establish himself as a true heel. Be a dominant heel. We need to see what he can do.
Shadow?
Buckwheat ain't winning this shit. I'll tell you that now. So it's gonna be Wentz. And yes, that was a Rascals reference.
I could see.
Scott, you were like 15 when that movie came out, so shut up.
Always throw my age around.
Am I wrong though on that? Because I'm pretty sure you were like 15 years old when that movie came out.
Do you know when the original Rascals came out, Shadow?
When you were 12?
Well, no.
I believe the 40s or 50s, correct?
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
long
so
time
you're
ago.
like,
Scals gave Gorgeous George the idea of using pomp and circumstance.
Oh, that's good. That's cool.
That's how old
Gals is
Scout
so old he gave Charlie Chaplin advice on how to be a movie star.
I think Wentz is going to get the win. I think we're going to get the outside interference from Trey Miguel coming back.
Can you
Boy.
believe Styles outlived Betty White?
That was his
Goddamn.
prom date, bro.
So,
Next match, we're going to go with the Women's North American Championship match. Lonnie Jordan versus Wendy Chu. It's time for a new champion. I'm having Wendy Chu take the victory.
I'm
Shadow?
gonna go with my
I
Asian,
fucking want those.
Asian
Oh,
persuasion. Wendy
shit.
too.
I'm sorry.
Did you just text Bo?
AJ?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going with Wendy. I think he needs more competition.
Oh, those are nice.
Jax?
Yeah. What match?
Kalani
Austin
Jordan,
shoes.
Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu.
Oh, when did you?
Will?
Choo choo.
Oh, that's Wendy Chu. She's going against for the Women's North American title, right?
Correct.
Oh, yeah. No, she's definitely getting the win here. She's going to be the second Women's North American champion in NXT history.
Let's head over to the Men's Tag Team Championship. You have a defending Chase U, which is Ridge Holland and Andre Chase, taking on Fraxium, aka Nathan Frazier and
You
Axiom.
fucking Fraxium. I
Well?
fucking hate them.
I think that Chase U retains, and this is the continuing of the breakdown, and Fraxium breaks up, and they 86 that tag team, and then we're gonna get that crazy, wild, super indie like match that everybody's been chewing at the bit for between little baby Seth Rollins and little baby Fit Finlay.
Jax?
Well. Here's what's good. I agree with almost all of that. Chase U wins. This is the breakup between like an A Kid and Nathan Frazier. But the feud does not continue on NXT. The feud will transition over to Speed.
The illustrious
They
Speed division.
feud for the Speed Championship.
Dude, that's just revolutionary, man.
AJ?
It needs a storyline to
I'm
get
going
people to
with
watch.
Chase U.
Shadow?
Ugh, don't. It's gonna be Chase U, but we're gonna get a debut.
Oh,
Motor City.
Motor City.
I could definitely see that happening. Chase U is retaining.
You don't follow wrestling, but I just dropped that.
You don't have to watch it to know that was happening at some point.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, you do.
I
And
just
if you don't watch it, you won't know it happened, Scals. That makes no
Listen.
fucking sense.
That's not true.
listen, Jax and
They have not been
Scals,
mentioned on NXT, so he could not have gotten that from NXT.
I don't watch NXT, but I do watch NXT on tap. So fuck you.
Yeah, see, he followed. That's why I watch Friday Night Review, so I don't have to watch SmackDown.
pretty much.
But Scals fucked me last week.
Excuse you?
He did. He didn't do Friday Night Review.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you didn't use lube.
Let's head over now to the Men's North American Championship, where we have the defending Obafemi taking on Tony D'Angelo. I think this is where we get the second title change of the night, and I think Tony D'Angelo is beating Obafemi. Shadow?
Oba, because I like the big tall black guy.
AJ?
I'm going with Oba.
Jax?
I'm going with the family.
And Will.
Oh yeah, for sure. Going with the family. The Don gets the upset here. Obafemi's swan song, and he will be what they could never make almost on the main roster.
Homage, you dumbass.
You know, he
Get it
talks about the
almost.
main
He
roster. We're
was
going to get a tag
almost
team.
over.
What was that, Shadow?
If he comes up to the main roster, we're just going to get a tag team of those two fucks.
I don't even know if Omos is still employed by WWE.
He's
No,
still under
maybe-
contract, but they've moved on from him. They're just waiting for his contract to be done so they can get rid of him. He'll be in the next set of releases whenever the next when their next financial quarter's up. I would almost put money on it.
Tony Khan, you have the Black Big Show coming.
Him and Satnam Singh can wrestle each other. We can get a 5-star fucking match per Dave Meltzer.
All right. So we have 2 matches left. Which match do we want to discuss first? The women's championship or the men's championship?
Let's do the women's first.
Okay.
Because
This one
that
has
feels-
Roxanne Perez taking on Jada Parker. Will.
I
Since you-
100% don't think there's any situation where Roxy drops this belt yet, because I think that the next people that are going to be her biggest feuds are the 3 NXT has in the chamber, and it's going to be Julia, Stephanie Vakir, and it's going to be Delta whenever they decide to let those 3 loose. Anybody else she faces between now and then is just to keep the crowd busy until they arrive.
Ooh, they got Hey Dudes.
Yeah, I just got a pair of Hey Dudes sent to me as well.
I'm
Jax?
looking. It's going to be Roxy. One, I'm not a big fan of Jada Parker's gimmick. 2, Jada Parker doesn't stand on a fucking platform in the talent pool of what NXT, like Will says, has in the chamber. You convinced me Jada Parker, as little as she's been doing this on TV. I don't know if she did it on the indies. Come crucify me later. You're going to tell me you're going to take Jada Parker and put her up against Julia or Stephanie. Like, no, she doesn't fucking hold a candle to them. Roxy does. They need Roxy to kickstart those girls.
AJ?
Ooh.
Roxanne.
Why isn't the Cardinals? They're sold out of Georgia.
So, just so you know, Jax, Jade has only had a total of 43 matches in her career, and they've all been with NXT.
Yeah, see? So it's fucking no chance.
Shadow?
I'm going Roxy.
All right, so this one has a sweep across the board. I say we're getting a debut right after this match. I think we're going to see Delta. I think she's the first one that shows on our screen. There was a little tease on Tuesday night where there was somebody standing out there, and Jada and Roxy were talking to and looking at. I think Delta's the first one to show up.
I think it's Sierra,
Sierra?
then Hotel,
I
then
think,
Echo.
oh my God. Let's move along to the men's championship. This one you're going to have Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry. As much as I would love for Joe Hendry to win this and be the first person to have another company's championship between WWE and TNA, I think Ethan Page is retaining. Shadow.
All right, Al, Miss Grammar asshole. Fuck you too. Correcting me. Anyways, I think if NXT and TNA really want to make shock value, Joe walks out as champion. But I'm going with my Canadian boy, the hometown boy, all Eagle baby.
AJ.
I'm going with Ethan because I think we're gonna have Rick's gonna get knocked down, then Josh Alexander is gonna come in and help Ethan win and reform the North.
Will. I'm sorry. Jax is next. Jax is next.
Go ahead, Bo.
Joe Hendry, because it's time to pull the trigger on putting that title on different TV multiple times a week. It'll really help with the move to CW. But I just think he's done so many back and forth. You can't keep putting these TNA talent in title matches and not pulling that trigger. And when is an NXT guy going to go over and fight for the TNA title? That's what I want.
Will.
Ethan Page. I like the idea of Josh Alexander showing up. I think that would be cool. Alumni of the show. So, big props. Let Josh Alexander show up in NXT. I think that would be fun.
See, I think he's going to show up. He's going to attack Joe Hendry because they have the feud going on over in TNA, where he's done that. But he's not going to do it to team back up with Ethan Page. He's going to do it because he wants to fight Ethan Page for that championship. And what if he is the one to take the championship to be the first person to cross over with that belt? That's a bigger name than Joe Hendry in regards of wrestling star power, not just star power.
But
wrestling star power, yes, but right now you got to remember they want to go viral.
I get it. Yeah, Shadow?
nothing. I threw a bottle.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something before that.
Oh, no, exactly what Jack said. More star power, but like wrestling wise, yes. But as in right now, Henry's got him.
Be interesting. Anything else you think that could happen on NXT No Mercy? That's a good call out, Tommy.
Shawn Michaels is going to super kick Stan again.
That would be fucking hilarious, actually.
You could also have Moose because everyone wants Moose versus Oba. So if Oba retains, you can have Moose versus Oba. Moose show up too.
That's a lot of meat.
That's a whole lot of meat.
I still don't think Moose will go down to NXT. I think if you get Oba Femi on the main roster, I think we could see Moose there. But Moose has said that he's already beaten people on the main roster. Why is he going to fight somebody in NXT?
Because realistically, NXT is a step up from TNA right now.
Yeah.
Not being an asshole to TNA, but it is what it is.
I think Scott D'Amore interview this last week with Chris Van Vliet said it all. Scott was like, there were goods and bads with both wrestling relationships, but TNA hasn't pulled numbers like they did when Kenny Omega showed up since. It doesn't matter who NXT has sent over there. They haven't had a spike in their viewership like they have since Kenny Omega.
Yeah, he straight up in the interview said Kenny wanted to wrestle Eddie Edwards. Kenny wanted to wrestle this person. He wanted to drop the belt to a TNA talent. It was fucking AEW's part that wouldn't let him wrestle these guys.
Yep.
I think they can pull those numbers, but they got to send a guy like Roman, Seth.
No, if they send Roman, shit. They're gonna send number. They're gonna still see an all-time number. You might actually see 1 million people watch TNA. That's fair though, Will, that they haven't pulled like numbers with that. But was TNA selling out tickets because of AEW's partnership?
Well, you can't count that one because it happened during the pandemic. That's kind of like a low blow. They didn't have the chance to pull that trigger during the crowds. I mean, Kenny Omega had wrestled Moose, and I didn't even know this, at fucking 1 a.m. at Daly's place to make sure it got done right. Like, I think it was Tony Khan wanted a one-sided partnership from TNA, and Kenny said, hold on, I could really put a lot of these guys over.
And I think this arrangement is more so business centered around the fact that WWE wants to get, or not WWE, let me rephrase that, Endeavor as a whole. So WWE, then TKO, then Endeavor. Endeavor wants as many eyes on TNA Plus as possible because they own the streaming rights to that app. And that's 99.999 repeating % reason why this is happening is because Ari Emanuel looked down his pipeline and said, how can I get more eyes on TNA Plus? Oh, yeah, I own the biggest wrestling company in the world. Let's send a comparable product over there. And that's what he did. They're selling tickets. They're putting butts on seats and viewership is up. Is it up as high when Kenny Omega was there? No. But this is only happening because of Endeavor. If Endeavor wasn't in the picture, WWE wouldn't be working with TNA right now. I would almost put money on it.
We could also put the fact that if you put, they're about to, I think AJ put this in one of the chats, they're about to cancel the full YouTube join program.
Yeah.
And it'll be exclusively Plus. What better way to get your casual NXT fans, like your diehards, to subscribe to Impact and put the belt on Joe Hendry? Now you have to watch Impact to see what's going on with Joe Hendry, your champion.
So let me ask you something, because Jack's brought this point up. Now, Will, you had said that they haven't had the numbers since Omega, and Jack said that was during the pandemic era. Now, can we allot that to the fact that there was a lot of eyes on all wrestling at that time due to the fact that nobody had anything to do?
I believe there were more eyes on different products during the pandemic, but when it comes to viewership, you have to add in the 1 or 2,000 people every week that go to it. Those are an extra 1,000 views.
Yeah,
streaming services.
But what I'm asking is, could the rise that they got for Omega being there just be because the lot more eyes were on the product at that time, because of content creators like ourselves and stuff that were watching everything to soak in because we didn't have our normalcy lives?
I guess it could.
Either way, it's still huge for TNA to have those numbers while Omega was there, etc. I'm just asking a question based on numbers, right?
Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight?
Can we talk about how gorgeous Will's hat is?
It is brand new. This is an official game worn, on-field hat by the coaching staff. It is officially Hate Chattanooga week. We kick off against the Moccasins on noon. Quit laughing at me. It's a real team, goddammit.
Don't fucking Don't you downplay them. The Chattanoogens.
Remember that time y'all lost to App State?
Remember that time Bob Boucher came back and Mud Dog?
We're just gonna skip the fact that Al Bundy came out of nowhere and led his high school football team to the championship.
Listen,
scored four touchdowns in one game for both guys.
I need to go on public record right now and say you better hope that everything scouts that my boys don't win Sunday or Saturday afternoon. I won't physically be able to watch it play by play. You better hope they don't win.
Why?
Because that's all you're going to find. Everything's going to get compared to that. Randy Orton loses. Because Gunther's a Bulldog fan.
All right. Anything else before we head on out? No?
I got nothing.
All right. Shadow, where can we find you?
You can find me in about 10 days returning live on Sunday nights with the two gentlemen below me as we bring back Sorry for the Interruption, where we're going to fuck up your week. You can find my interview series on Off the Top Media's YouTube. Spotlight with Shadow. I just finished the season finale. Go and check out those episodes. Season 2 will be coming soon. You want to see me tweet a bunch of random shit and pick on Scowls on the internet? Go to that Twitter at that guy Shadow91. And if you want to check out my Instagram, where I do a lot of promoting of everything that I can think of, it's that guy Shadow91. I'm just gonna hand it over to AJ now before I pick on Scowls some more. So what's going on, AJ?
Not much. You can find me every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, in the chat for Nerdy News. And on September 15th, I make my official Bosh and Chair Shots debut.
Hell yeah.
Jax?
My turn. I don't even know what Twitch channel we're on. So Off the Top on Tuesdays. We're on Off the Top on Tuesdays for NXT on tap. Sundays and Thursdays on Rivet City Radio for Botch and Chair Shots and Nerdy News at 420. Anywhere else? Oh, sorry for the interruption. Coming soon. Back soon. That's going to be a shit show. Anywhere else? Follow me on Twitter at Jaxbo2020.
Well,
I am the Will Graham, the host and lead writer of Botch Pots and Chair Shots. If you check my link tray anywhere you do anything on the internet at the Will Gray, you'll find everything I do for Rivet City Radio, Botch Pots and Chair Shots, and my writing profile for Last Word on Sports.
I am Scowls. You can find me here on Off the Top Media on Tuesdays and Fridays for NXT on Tap, as well as Friday Night Review. You can also find me on Off the Top Media _ on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Will, you want to do a thing before we close on out?
Sure.
Sure.
I have you here. I got to have you do it.
He gets all giggly about it. I love it.
Does anybody have anything for the class?
No.
Nope.
I just want to say I love all you.
Love you too, buddy.
Well, now as we close another episode of Off the Top Media Predictions, I want to take a minute. Thank you for listening. Remind you, wherever you go, anything on the internet, like, follow, subscribe, unsubscribe, and then subscribe again. Leave a comment telling me that Shadow is edgy as fuck and that AJ is fantastic on screen. Either way, it helps the algorithm and it helps find new listeners. If you're feeling really generous to be one of the VIP people, head over to patreon.com and donate to the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You get some fantastic swag. We get some fantastic guests. It's a win-win. For Scowl, Shadow, AJ, and the Ginger Ninja Jaxpo, I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.